Oh God, I don't even know what to say. Yeah,
Poor Texas A&M.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, and I'm like, give me something good today, but I don't even know it. This. All I can say with the Oregon game is
we won.
It just makes me. I have to have another. I don't know what to say about this game. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Yeah.
I know Timothy Hill here said it earlier. It's like a win is a win. No, a win is a win was last year at Texas Tech.
Yes.
When I was in the stands and I was like, this is stressful. That was more of a win is a win. I don't know how you feel, Spaz. In some ways, this was a loss.
I feel disgusted right now.
I don't know how else to. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. And I think anyone who's ever seen me talk about the Ducks, I am always trying to find a positive. And tonight, I just don't know. I don't know where
the defense.
Well, and I want to start because everyone else starts with positives. I want to start with the fucking negatives because this reminded me of the Georgia game a couple years ago. In a way,
yeah.
In a way, it reminded me of the Georgia game. And I actually want to start with the negatives, but I want to give full compliment to Idaho. Idaho, we said Idaho is not a bad FCS team. They are a solid FCS team. They're not like an elite, but they're a solid FCS team. And
number 7 right now, and they're probably going to move up after this performance.
Yeah, and they said, hey, you're the number 3 ranked team in the FBS. We're coming for you. And they did. They brought it as hard as they could. But let's just be honest, they brought it as hard as they could. So I give full props to Idaho and that coaching staff, because if they do that in the FCS in the Big Sky, sheesh. They have no problems. They're going to make the playoff, you know. And yeah, Mark, yeah, that was tough to watch. That was tough to watch. That's why I don't want to even start with positives, because there are too many different things that we have to go over. And so yes, a win is a win at the end of the day, but I'm sorry, 24-14 over Idaho, and a touchdown was scored 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Make it 24-14.
It was 17-14 with 5:52 to go in the game.
No, that's a win is a win, but that's not a win. That's a loss in my book.
Well, and you know, let me put it to you, this guy. Fire Edits down here in the chat is 100% dead on. Will Stein did not leave the quick game part of his book. Everything was underneath, cross, slant. There was no deep throws. Dylan Gabriel didn't run the ball at all. There was no play action. It was generic 101 high school offensive play game.
There was the one deep shot to Evan Stewart in the end zone Gabriel overthrew it by like a foot and a half or something like that. It was pretty decent coverage, but yes, everything else was the same kind of thing. So I don't know if they were just testing shit, but yeah, Mark said 107 rushing yards. They had moments where the rushing was good, and then they had moments where the rushing was just awful. And Idaho, I do feel like they were blitzing a lot of the game. They were bringing 5-6 guys because they felt they could push it around. And that's why I say the negative is the fucking O-line is garbage right now. I thought that would be a better strength of ours. But right now, whatever the alignment is they have is awful. it's not going to work.
You've got some injury. There's a lot of key points in that offensive line. You've got a couple of injuries. So you've got some guys moved around. Poncho's playing right guard right now, right tackle. Charlie Pickard's starting center right now because Bedford out. However, with seeing Bedford on the practice field the last couple of days, I think you could maybe see him next week or possibly the Beaver game. So that injury isn't looking as severe as it was a week ago when they were telling us it could be weeks before he comes back. Now that we've seen him on the playing field, that on the practice field, and he looks fine. So I'm not too worried there. I think they're trying some different schemes, some different things. You're playing an FCS school. You're not really bringing your top playbooks out because you're not really thinking you're going to need it. So, again, the play calling was very conservative, which was pointed out here by a couple of different people. The O-line, Johnny Cornelius had two or three penalties.
Yeah, 2 or 3 penalties on him. Yeah.
That caused drives to kill. We moved the ball offensively. We just penalties in key drive moments. 2 short fourth down misses again is kind of concerning. Going back to last year, we're not having a very good odds on making fourth down attempts. And we were 7 of 13 third down. We had almost 600 yards of total offense.
Yes.
24 points. I mean,
yeah, team stats.
We had just over 500, I think, actually.
Team stats, we had I had another screen up. Nope, no, 487.
Okay, so almost 500 yards. And 370, 380 of that was Dylan Gabriel. But again, it was just the little 5-yard check downs. Everybody wants to talk about Bo Nix check downs. Those are some serious check down, 3-yard crossing slants. Just, I didn't understand it.
And again, this is why I go back immediately to the O-line has some problems right now because, again, like you say, Poncho was starting in a different position because they were starting Picard. I think I just pronounced that correctly. I might have misspoke.
Yeah.
Who is a walk-on. And all due respect to him, he's a walk-on from Portland over Poncho. I think you might need to – they're going to have to do some adjustment to this line because that line – Gabriel was under a lot of pressure. Gabriel got sacked, 3 times?
3 times and pressured a couple more.
When did Nix get sacked 3 times all of last year? Within 6 games? 6, 7 games? That's what it took to get to 3 sacks even? Today was 3 sacks against Idaho.
Yeah. So there's some concern there.
Yeah. That's my point. But at the same time, like some of the chat is saying, I think this game was eye-opening where you say maybe they're trying some different things, different alignment. After that Georgia game a couple years ago, they made huge adjustments offensively, like player position and how they line up, and it made a huge difference. And so I could definitely, hopefully, we'll see a difference. We're going to get, obviously, Boise State next week, who they did win, I believe, today. I didn't see the final score, but they were struggling with Georgia Southern.
They were struggling, but they had almost 800 yards of offense.
That's struggling, though. If you have 800 yards of offense,
their two running backs. One had, I think it was 21 attempts for 267 yards and 6 scores. The other back had 12 touches for 120 something yards, and their quarterback passed for 280 yards. That's concerning.
Yeah. Well, and again,
but our defense wasn't particularly the issue in my book today at all.
No, I think the defense did basically almost everything they could. The offense just kept letting them down.
Yeah, offense just could not sustain drives. They couldn't keep the momentum going.
Or finish it.
Yeah, it was, I feel sorry for those guys tonight because I have a feeling that Daddy Dan is going to have some ass chewings in the locker room.
I mean, when your defense has 2 turnovers, only gives up 217 yards,
and you only beat an FCS team by 10, yeah.
That's not your defense. Your defense did everything they could.
Your defense was the MVP, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Got pressure on their quarterback, and in the end, you sent their quarterback to the locker room. You hurt their starting quarterback at the end of the game.
Yeah, the defense. I was happy with the defense. I was fine with the defense. Totally fine with the defense.
Hey, Captain, welcome in
again. And the running backs they had their moments, which is a lot on the O-line. It was great to see Whittington back. He had some good runs, but the O-line had no push.
No,
the O-line had no push on Idaho, which is what's troubling to me.
I'm pretty sure Bossa was be back. I was trying to. Here's Dan. Here's Dan talking now. Hang on, guys.
All right, Coach. Good luck. We'll talk to you next week.
I'll go ahead and mute. Oh wait, now he's back.
Yeah, I caught the very end of it.
Oh, I was like,
he did not sound very happy.
Oh no, Dan. As mentioned, Dan is going to rip him a new one. And did anyone see our new running back?
Yeah, Jay Harris. There's no. We didn't even see him.
No, they didn't put anyone new in because.
So I mean, maybe they were just trying to get through today. I don't know. I'll be interested to hear Dan on his coach's show tomorrow morning. See what he has to say.
But I told Spaz before the thing. I literally said first half. I put notes. Shaky first half at best, and then I stopped taking notes. I just stopped. I was like, this is just horrific to watch. I mean, this is just it's just I don't know. Again, I have to just lean that it's the O-line. Plus, then Gabriel hit his hand, and I don't think that affected him. He came back strong after he hit his hand on like one defender's helmet early on in the first quarter. He came back and he seemed fine, but I mean, I don't know. I was just I don't know.
41 of 49 for 380 yards.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. I knew he's thrown for like 38, and I looked down later and I was like, 48, Pat? What the fuck? So I don't know what they were doing. I think they said we don't trust the O-line right now.
What the fuck is on my TV right now? 14 minutes left in the first half. Arizona 14, New Mexico 14.
Well, that's a whole different thing. This is Oregon with the same coaching staff, same OC.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thing. At this point, that's why I said I'm not gonna be overly positive at this moment because they need to seriously fix some things, because if this is what shows up next week again against a Boise State team that is gonna want to try to take you out, Boise State's probably more likely to be able to do it than Idaho.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that, as we seen with the Georgia game, a couple years ago, that things will be different.
There better be, because if I look back at this starting lineup this week and next week it's not different, I would be shocked.
Yeah, me too. Most definitely.
Because there's just something. There's just some misalignment And again, I have to go back to the O line. Now they can move a receiver around here and there too, and go, hey, maybe you're better over here. Fine, whatever. But the O line's not protecting. The O line's not opening running spots, running gaps and all that. There's just something wrong. The defense seems I'm okay with the defense, and they'll still probably make adjustments there and stuff. That's fine, but the defense is fine. I have no problems with them.
I am wrong. We had 4 guys rush the ball. Jordan James, 15 rushes, 95 yards, and a touchdown, a long of 16. Noah Winnington, 14 carries, 33 yards, a long of 8. Kenyon Sadink, 2 rushes for 5 yards. Both of them were fly sweep attempts that Idaho sniffed out instantly. And Dylan Gabriel had 3 rushes for minus 14 yards, which in theory were the 3 sacks.
The sacks. Yeah, the sacks, yeah.
So in other words, Dylan Gabriel did not run the ball. They're at 116 yards of offense on 34 rushing attempts, 49 passing attempts. That's not Oregon football.
Yeah, which again, I think in this one you could have said they were specifically not wanting him to run, because obviously we were expecting more from Bo Nix, but they decided not to run because they didn't need to. But maybe they're holding it. I don't know. And yeah, I know it did feel like an air raid offense. I was like, dude, we're supposed to be running the ball. This is Idaho.
Yeah, you're supposed to be trying to. Yeah, you're supposed to be trying to build the trenches, and maybe it's because of the way the line they had to start. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe the Bedford's going to be back next week, which would be ahead of schedule, and they were just trying to get through today. But
they almost didn't.
Yeah,
either. That's the problem. But they did get through the day. So granted, and I like how Troy is always stalking me. He goes from one live stream talking shit to me in chat, another live stream.
Yeah.
Then he'll come to this one, talk shit to me. Then he'll jump on my personal live streams and talk shit to me.
Yeah.
No, it was. This was hard to watch. This was hard to watch. It was hard to watch, no matter what you want to say.
And I was up here in the chat earlier, and somebody's pointed out something about how the fact that we weren't running the ball, basically it was like they were trying to save for future games. The planning was just to be as minimal as possible, to not show. Maybe you didn't want film. You didn't want Connor Stallions to steal your game film. I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes you think they're going to put a generic game plan out, but having your quarterback get sacked 3 times and throwing 50 times doesn't sound like you're saving stuff. It sounds like desperation.
Yeah, and it's like we no Jay Harris. Why are we getting Jordan James and Noah Winnington? That's it. Nobody else. No Jordan Lamar. No Jay Harris. No depth was used in the running game. Not really a lot of depth in the receiving game. Justice Lowe caught 1 pass. Herbert caught 2. Casper had 1.
Kez
had 12 catches for 81 yards.
Not why isn't I now? I gotta go to the stats here because his name is escaping me. I don't know why. It's stupid that I'm forgetting his name.
So you had Ferguson and Johnson had 19 of the 41 receptions.
Yeah, Casper had the 1 nice catch. It was in the first quarter, for 21 yards on that corner, on the nice corner route. He had one good catch. That was it.
Our longest play was 24 yards, period. What?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Tony, yeah. We used a fullback for the first time and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
It just scored a touchdown. So it was like they lined up a fullback. What the hell? It was an interesting new wrinkle in formation. Some of that could be some hiccups with a different style of offense. Now they're trying to change things, but I mean, like, I don't. I was just blown away. The O line.
Okay, Captain. I thought they said he looked great in the spring game, so I don't know what the hell Lanning's talking about. Because I was at the spring game and he looked great.
Well, maybe maybe it's with the play calling. He has problems lining up sometimes in this style. I don't know. I don't know. We're not the coaching staff,
right?
Because he did look good. I was impressed. I was like, I want to see this guy. Maybe they're holding him. He doesn't have a red shirt or anything, so it's not like they're wasting a red shirt if they use him. He doesn't have it, so they can put him in anytime they want. So if they don't want to put him in, they don't want to put him in. But yeah, and it really, for me, it all comes down to O-line, because Gabriel getting sacked that much, pressured that much, causing errant throws, forcing things, having to do a lot of checkdowns, even swinging all the swing passes and screens. That says your O-line's not holding up. Your running game was atrocious. I mean, their running game was not good. Obviously, they only had 49 yards, so that's good for the defense. But us only having 107 yards rushing, that's bad.
That's concerning. It's extremely concerning for a team the last 3 years has averaged 250 to 300 a game. 200 a game.
I thought we were going to see 300 yards rushing today.
So did I. I thought we'd see close to 600-700 yards offense. Not.